Hello, it's Edith Silent Silverwolf of Love and Above, and I am here with this week's Oracle card reading. And this week I'm using the card deck Archangel Oracle cards, and that's by Doreen Virtue. So let's get started. Now, I'm going to do this slightly differently than normal when I read the cards. Now, what you may or may not have noticed is that I do not read the meanings at the bottom of a card. So, for example, with this card, we have the word gentleness on it, but this blurb under here, I don't normally read. Now, that's because they were right at the time that the cards were written. It doesn't mean that that is right for every single scenario. So what I tend to do is read what the word is, and then I get more of the meaning and what I'm drawn to in the actual artwork of the card. And that's how I normally read the cards, rather intuitively. But this time what I'm going to do, because it's actually a message, the little bit of information at the bottom of the card is actually a message from an archangel. So I'm going to read that because that will make more sense, possibly, than but it's more like it's a personal message, and what you get from that message will be right for you. So let me get started. It'll make more sense as we go along with this reading. So Monday, let's take a look at Monday, and I have got here beloved one. So whoever it is that you love most in your life, that's who you need to spend time with today. And that was a trick sentence, because the person that you must love most in your life is yourself. That's why I said it was a trick, not question, but sentence. Beloved one. You must be your own beloved one. It's not about a romantic relationship. A lot of people hear the word love and think automatically that it is about a romantic relationship. In ancient Greek times, they had lots of different words for the word love. So a love that you would have for your brother or sister will be completely different. It's a different word to the love that you would have for a partner. But beloved one, it's all about self-care. That's what today is about. Remember your own self-care. Remember to put yourself first. Doesn't mean that you can't help others, but you do need to remember to look after yourself. Some people, I think there's two types of people on a Monday. You've got the people who are just like, oh, I can't believe I'm going back to work today. I can't believe that's the weekend over. That's one sort of person. But there is the other person that thinks, great, it's Monday, let me just get on with life. Let me do this, do that, do the next thing. Great, I can be really productive today. And then they just run away with their days. And sometimes it's those people that need to remember to take some self-care. So if that means an extra 5 minutes enjoying scenery outside, go for it. If that means saying no to something spontaneous, we seem to live, well, I know why, but we live more and more of a culture where we can do things spontaneously. As a child, that was great. You know, if your friend said to you at lunchtime, shall we walk into town and get lunch? That's a kind of spontaneous thing that you can do. Maybe if you had a packed lunch with you, you would take it with you. So, but as an adult, we do it more and more, and that's because we've got these things called mobile phones, which means that we can just sort things out on the go all the time. And we also but before mobile phones, and I'm of an age where I grew up without a mobile phone, You can guess that age later. We made firm plans with our friends and then kept to it. That is what we did. That is what people did before mobile phones. We made a firm plan. See you Tuesday night. You could be Thursday. See you Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, maybe a little bit late. Let's go with 6. See you Tuesday night at 6 o'clock. And that was it. You turned up at that place at 6 o'clock. That is how life used to work. So, but now we're in a culture where things can be more spontaneous, where we can actually do things off the cuff because we know exactly what we're doing. We can even use our mobile phones as our diary or planner. So when we start talking about self-care, that is exactly what we need to be doing, more so than we ever have had to. So the message from the Archangel, it's actually Archangel Chamuel. And even though I've read what I've taken from the card, this is the message from Archangel Chamuel. I am helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. I am helping you with your spiritual soulmate relationship. That does not mean necessarily a romantic partner, but what it can mean is the relationship with yourself. So there's Monday. Let's go on to Tuesday. Haven't used these cards for a while. It's quite exciting. I'm looking forward to using these today. Tuesday is, even though you've watched me shuffle this, and I took an example of a card earlier of gentleness, Tuesday is all about gentleness. And there's a nudge from the universe if I've ever heard one. So Tuesday is all about gentleness. It doesn't mean that you need to be fragile. There's a difference between being gentle and being fragile. Being fragile means that you can just break at the drop of a hat. You can, somebody says the wrong word to you, all of a sudden you could burst into tears and that would ruin your day. That's fragile. Gentleness is all about being gentle to yourself. It can also mean compassionate to yourself and to others. Perhaps you come across a situation where someone needs more of a gentle touch, and it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong, but sometimes we can get into vulnerable situations. Others can get into vulnerable situations. We all can. If something sudden happens that would upset you, for example, if somebody had a bereavement, you may treat them a little bit more gently than you would harshly. Or if something quite huge happened, like there wasn't a move of a house one particular day for whatever reason, you might treat them just a little bit more gently than you would harshly. There could be many situations where you would speak with somebody a little bit more gently than harshly. And you can also do that with yourself. Be gentle on yourself. We can be our own worst critics. I know that. Everybody knows that. We can expect more of ourselves, but be gentle. If that's what Tuesday is about, it's all about being gentle to you. Be gentle to yourself. Now, the message on here is from Archangel Sandalphon. And the message is, be very gentle with yourself at this time. Surround yourself with gentle people, situations, and environments. I'll read that again. Archangel Sandalphon says, be very gentle with yourself at this time. Surround yourself with gentle people, situations, and environments. Okay, let's take a look at Wednesday. And we have got all is well. I don't know what's going to happen Wednesday. But it could be that you're running behind with a particular project. It could be that something goes very wrong that day. Maybe your car breaks down. Anything could happen. This is the thing with it being the future. Anything can happen, and all is well. That's what this card is saying. No matter what happens, all is well. Doesn't mean that we're not going to feel maybe slightly anxious or nervous, but all is well. Excuse me. So if things start to go wrong on Wednesday, just remember, allow yourself to be filled with the energy and the emotion of all is well. Easier said than done, but just relax into that emotion. Let me read what's on the card. This time it's from Archangel Jeremiah. That's Jeremiel. Jeremiah. Everything is happening exactly as it's supposed to. Which hidden blessings you will soon understand. So let me read that again. Archangel Jeremiah says, everything is happening exactly as it's supposed to. With hidden blessings you will soon understand. That's Wednesday. Let's go on to Thursday. Let's have a look. Spiritual understanding. I have spoken with many people in my life, as all of us do, over time, over years, and a lot of people think that being spiritual is all about everything what the Americans call very woo-woo, which is speaking with angels, loved ones, passed over loved ones. And it really is not. Your spiritual life is what makes you you. It's your reason for living. It's your passions in life. Your spiritual life can involve something as simple as following your heart and following your goals. That is what a simple spirituality can be. So when this card says spiritual understanding, it means just an understanding of more of your life. Spirituality is also creativity. So if you love to create things, and I'm not just talking about artists or musicians or writers, perhaps you enjoy creating a spreadsheet, and I know there are some people out there who do. But perhaps you enjoy getting in your garden and creating life from a seed. Again, another way of being creative. Perhaps it's going out for a walk and finding a different route. Just something slightly different. It doesn't even need to be a huge detour off what you would normally walk. Just a different route. There you are, being creative. So have a think about what you do, and just that makes you be in that space and place where you're living life on purpose. And so this message is from Archangel Raziel, and the message is, I am bringing you esoteric information and symbols and helping you understand spiritual truths. Let me repeat that. Archangel Raziel says, I am bringing you esoteric information and symbols and helping you understand spiritual truths. What that can mean when we start talking about information and symbols, you may understand that if you see sunflowers, you automatically think of your grandmother, because maybe your grandmother grew sunflowers. That is a symbol. It doesn't need to be a funny written symbol. Anything can be a symbol. It could be that as soon as I go to a Zumba class, I hear, but in one of the clients that I work with, I go into their place of work and I hear some music that gets played at the Zumba class. And my first thought is, oh, let me just do that Zumba routine. In my mind, I'm doing this Zumba routine or part of it. And that is the music being a symbol for my brain to think, oh yeah, it's exercise time. Even though I wasn't there for exercise, my brain's thinking exercise time. We know this music. It's a symbol to my brain of, oh, this is me in that zone. So within your own passion, within your own life, where you're being creative, it could be that you see something that maybe the knock-on effect, or maybe it's the spark or the inspiration you need to be able to work on your passion and just understand something maybe a little bit differently, or you enjoy just that little bit more. That's what Thursday is about. Let's have a look at Friday. You know what to do. Straight to the point with that card. You know what to do. Friday, you will know what to do. Maybe you're in a situation where you're just like, oh, well, I know what to do here to sort things out. So for me, that is something, anything to do with organising. I'm just like, oh yeah, I know what to do here. Let me do it. Or something that I've done 100 times before. Yeah, I know what to do here. Let me do it. Maybe it needs to be that somebody clarifies something. You're just like, oh yeah, I know exactly what to do here to sort this situation out. So that's what Friday is all about. I don't need to explain that card any further. You'll be in a situation, you're just like, I know exactly what to do here to sort this out, or to complete a project, or to be able to achieve whatever it is that you're going or trying to achieve. And so the message is from Archangel Uriel this time. Trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. I'll say that again. Archangel Uriel says, trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. Makes complete sense. Let's move on to Saturday. Okay. I don't know how some people feel about this, but this is the card, Clairvoyance. So clairvoyance is all about communicating, seeing passed on people. That is really what clairvoyance is about seeing them. Personally, I don't do clairvoyance. That is a choice. I know I can do it, but that is a choice that I have made. And maybe this is a nudge to push you in the direction of connecting with somebody who has passed over. Whether that is through clairvoyance or whether that is something as simple as doing something that reminds you of them. I have these wonderful memories of my own grandmother making potpourri with her. She had this amazing rose garden. It wasn't really a garden. She had roses on the border of her garden, like all the way around her garden. Always had. And she would say, would you like to make potpourri? And here I am making potpourri with my grandmother absolutely loved it. It was one of the, as a child, it was one of the things I loved doing with her. And so if I was to do that now, but seeing roses makes me want to do potpourri with her. So perhaps it's doing, so the example I'm giving is making potpourri would remind me of my grandmother, and it's expressing that joy with that joy that you had at the time in a more productive way. So that is what so that's really what I'm saying by do something that reminds you of them. It doesn't need to be visiting a graveside. It doesn't need to be, it can mean a walk in nature. It can mean that, just doing whatever you need to do. But that is what Saturday's about. I'm going to read this, and it's Archangel Raziel again. I am helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully so you can clearly see heavenly love. I'll repeat that. Archangel Raziel, I am helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully so you can clearly see heavenly love. What I will say is that if you are studying or developing that clairvoyance ability within yourself, then yes, that's what you should be looking at on Saturday. But if not, it's about seeing those moments of joy in those activities that you had with those people while they were on this earth plane. Let's get to Sunday. Sunday, overcoming difficulties. I'm hoping that's a real sign for some of my goals this week, where I can overcome some difficulties to achieve what I want to achieve. And that's exactly the same for everyone else. Overcoming your difficulties to be able to achieve what you can achieve. They may not be that difficult, but if they weren't there, you would have achieved whatever it is that you would have wanted to achieve at that point. So it's looking at how you overcome your difficulties. Maybe you need to get really thinking outside the box of what do I actually really need to do? And how can I achieve that? Or it could just be as simple as, I just need the time to be able to sit down and sort this out, and Sunday is your day. Either way, it's happening Sunday, and the message here is from Archangel Jeremiah again. And the worst is now behind you, and you are surmounting any previous challenges. Let me read that again. Archangel Jeremiah, the worst is now behind you, and you are surmounting any previous challenges. The worst may not be behind you. No, that was, no. I don't mean that contradictory to what has just been said. What I'm trying to say is that it may not be a bad situation. It may just be that you need time to sort something out. That's all I'm trying to say. So that's your Oracle card guidance for this week. Please like and subscribe to my channel. And as always, as absolutely always, keep rocking your awesomeness. Bye.